Hello, this is Tom Ingrassia from Tom Ingrassia Images. I'm going to make a new video that really just shows you how to create your workspace. And a workspace in Photoshop is, what does it look like? What are all the things that you see when you open Photoshop? Not just pictures, but what tools are there, what panels are there. There's so many options in Photoshop that you really need to think about which tools or which panels, which choices to do so many things start and are shown to you when you first open Photoshop. It's called your workspace. And if you know how to create a workspace and work with all the different panels and tools, it'll really make you much more productive, a little bit cleaner looking when you open up Photoshop. You'll be less stressed about what you're doing. And it's just really helpful to think this through. Okay, so what I'm doing is I've got a picture out here of a little cutie pie here, and I purposely made my workspace completely blank. In other words, I have nothing shown here. And if you look at the screen, there's nothing there except a picture. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to add different what we call panels and create groups of all the different things that you can do in Photoshop. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly build up my workspace from scratch, adding different panels, and you'll see what the panels are, and arranging those panels into different groups. Maybe at the end, maybe I'll just say, I don't even want these panels. I'm not going to use this. Why even have it? It just makes things too messy looking. All right, so let's get started. So I've got Photoshop open, and like I said before, I purposely chose to have my workspace completely blank. So let's build up my workspace and see what works best for us. All right. So here we go. We go up to Windows, we click, and we see we got all these choices, starting with actions, all these here. So we're going to slowly add these to our workspace, and it's going to get messy, but that's okay because we're going to really clean things up, move things around, put some panels that we look at a lot, maybe make them bigger, more prominent. We'll take other things that we think we might use, and we'll kind of put them in the background a little bit so you can easily get to them, but they're not taking up a lot of space. Some of them we might say, you know what, I don't think I'll ever use it. We'll just get rid of them. So here we go. Let's start adding. So we go to Windows, and we're going to add Actions. Actions, here we go over here. This is my Actions panel. This little tab is a panel. All this thing together is a group. So let's just look at Actions. We're not going to talk about all the different panels, what they actually do. We're just getting our workspace created. We're going to learn how to move things around, make it look good and clean. All right. So I've added Actions. Now, don't worry about these other tabs here. These were just I put these here before. So we've got Actions. That's what we pulled out from Photoshop. And an action, real briefly, is just an automated sequence of clicks or entries into your keyboard. So we're not going to talk about actions right now. But if I wanted to choose some, I've got all my actions, and I can run them and click on them and make them happen. All right? Okay, let's go back to Window. And I'm going to add adjustments. Adjustments are, oh my goodness, do you want to add a different color? Do you want to change the color palette? Do you want to change contrast, brightness? Again, we're not going to describe these in detail. We're just setting up our workspace. So let's go back to Windows again, and we'll keep adding these. Brush, there's my brush, okay? And you see it's starting to get a little bit messy here, but let's just keep going. Window, add brush presets. There's another one. Window, add channels. There's channels. And here, these brush presets, it kind of went over the other panel. So see this here? I'm going to click right on the top here, hold down, and I'm just going to move it out of the way. All right? So make it even more messy. But here we go. We're going to keep going. Window, character. Okay, it came up over here. I'm just going to pull this over here so you can see it better. Pull this one, click at the top, drag, release. Go to Window again, add character styles. Go to Window again, add clone source, go to Window again, add color, window, add histogram. There, that pops up. Add history. Okay, now let's just kind of pause here for a little bit. Look at all this stuff that we did. Okay, character. I'm just going to pull that over here. Hit this group. Okay, now see this here. See where you see actions, history, clone source, color. That all those together is a group. One tab is called a panel. Okay, and let's just move these around. Here's a panel right here called character styles. So we're going to go to window. We're going to keep adding them. We're going to really make this kind of crazy here. Keep going. Add history. Window. Add layer. Whoops. Window. Add layers. Keep going. Window. Add navigator. Window. Add notes. Window, add paragraph styles, and you see they keep kind of popping up onto my workspace. Let's keep going. Window, paths. There's paths. Window, layer comps. That gets added. That's way over here. Let's just pull this over here so I can see it a little better. Keep going here. Properties. There's properties. Now, again, let me just describe this again. See properties, this is a little tab, right? Now that's called a panel. All of these together are called a panel, like a group. So if I wanted to take this brush panel and get it out of this group, I can just click and hold on brush and I just drag it out, and there we go. So now the brush panel is all by itself. It's not part of this group over here anymore. And let's do the same thing. Let's take brush presets, click on that, hold, and drag it out. Now it's not part of that group. It's all by itself. So here we go. I'm going to pull this down here. So you see how this is looking really crazy and messy? Let's just keep going, though. We've got styles. Okay, there's styles. Let's kind of pull this so it's not covering anything. Let's keep going. We've got swatches. There are swatches. Oh my goodness, look at that. That's really taking a lot of space. I'm going to click, drag, and release. And window timeline. Window tool presets. Window options. Window tools. Okay, so I've got everything clicked, and this is a complete mess. This is totally confusing. It looks terrible. So let's just kind of go through and clean things up. So again, if I go here, you see where I'm going to click at the very top of this bar here. I'm going to click, hold, and move. That's how you can move things around. And this is a panel. This is called the histogram panel. If I have two of these little tabs in one of these little boxes, that's called a panel group. So see where I've got adjustments? If I click and hold this and drag it onto here until I see like see that little blue outline, that means that if I release, it's going to add that panel to that panel group. Let go. There we go. Okay, so and the reason I do that is that I just want to clean things up. And what it means is that, okay, adjustments and histogram, yeah, I'm going to use both. And I can get to them really easy. But I don't want to have them separate because I don't want them to take that much space. I just want to have them grouped together. So I click, hold, bring it over here, wait till you see that outline. Come on, baby. There it is. Let go. And now it's a panel group. Okay? All right, let's start over here. Notes. You know, let's say that maybe I'll use notes, but I'm probably not going to use them that often. And I don't want it to take up any space. So this is my notes panel. And again, we're not describing what all these things are. That's for another video. We're just setting up a workspace. So let's say that you think to yourself, you know what? Let's say that notes are basically, you can go onto a picture and click notes and type in something in it. Maybe you want to like remind yourself that, oh, this right here, I did something and this is how I did it. But I don't use them very often. Let's say you decide that you don't even want to use notes at all. So what you can do is you can go over here to this little X, click on that X, and it's gone. Okay? It's not going to be its own little panel. It's not going to be part of a panel group. It's so unimportant to you that you just want it gone. Okay? And let's go to layer comps. Again, let's just say that we don't want that at all. Let's just click it. That's gone. Okay. Paragraph styles. Let's say we don't want that. Click it. Styles. Let's take styles because I actually use those. And again, it's not all about me, but I just want to let you know that I use styles sometimes. I use styles when I type my name on pictures. So I'm gonna say that I don't want styles gone, but I don't want it to be real prominent. I don't use it that much. So I'm kind of just going to drag it to a panel group. Remember, this is a panel. This one right here is not really a group because it only has one. See, there's only one here. So I want to keep this out on my workspace, and your workspace is everything, but I want to keep it in a group because I don't use that much. So I go over here and remember how I drag up here until I see that outline. I let go, and now it's there. Okay, so I can click on these different panels in this panel group. Okay, let's go up to character style. Nah, I don't want character style. I'm just going to click that X, get rid of that. Paragraph, I don't want that. I'm going to click it, get rid of it. Character, don't really want that either. I'm going to click that. Swatches, I don't want swatches. I can click that, exit out. Now, what I just did is I just kind of X'd out of some panels because I didn't want them. But if I wanted to get them back, go back to Window, and you'll notice now that you see now here how I've got, well, let's see, we had, where was it? Oh yeah, we had some of these like swatches that we got rid of. So you see that they're still there, they're available, but we just X'd it out so it wasn't on my workspace. So it's not that you get rid of it completely, you still have the option to bring it back. Just click on it and there it goes, but I don't want that, so I just click X, get rid of that. Okay, let's go over here. Properties, let's get rid of that. Brush, let's get rid of that too. Well, no, you know what? Let's just bring this, instead of, see, this is again a panel, but it's not a group because it doesn't have two here. And this one says brush presets. That's a panel, but it's not a group. So let's brush and brush presets. They are kind of go together. So let's click and hold this little tab and let go. And now we've got them together. So it kind of cleans up the space a little bit. And let's move this over. And tool presets, let's say we don't want that. Let's click on that. So you see how we're kind of making choices to what we want to see. This info, nope, we don't want that. Let's click on that. Okay, now we're getting better here. Let's go over here. Let's move this. And we definitely want layers. We definitely want to see our layers. If you watch my other video, you'll know that you most likely want layers to be shown prominently. So let's bring those, and you might have a bunch of different layers, so they might get tall here. So that's why we have this tall. And let's just kind of move this over, get as much space for a picture as possible. There we go. Move it over, and it kind of clicks into place. Adjustments. This is, again, this here is a panel. This is a histogram panel. When there's two or more in here, then it's called a panel group. It's a group. Whoops, I'm going to go to the bottom here and pull it down. If I can get it. Oh, doesn't want me to do that. So I'm just going to get it out of the way here. And here's a group here. I'm going to click and drag over here, maybe up here. Let's get this out of the way. So click, hold, and drag. Click, hold, and drag about there. Click, hold, and drag maybe down here. Over here, I'm going to click and drag maybe over here. And let's just say this looks good to you. So again, what we've done is we pulled out all of our different options. It got really messy. We either clicked on the little X to get rid of it, so it's completely not on our workspace. If we like something, but we don't think we're going to use it a lot, so we don't want it to be very prominent, we could click, drag, and bring it to a group where it's not so prominent. Let's say, see brush sets and brush. So right now, brush sets is prominent, and brush, we could click, hold, and drag it over here to make it so you can see both at the same time, but we don't want to take up that much space, so I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to click here, pull it back over here until you see that outline release, and now it's in the group here. So let's say this is pretty good. So now I've got plenty of space for my picture in the middle. I have quick access to layers. If I wanted to get to Navigator, I can click that to get it pretty quickly. Okay, get back to layers. So again, this video is not to describe all these different panels. This is just to help you clean things up and choose what you want to use. All right, so let's say let's say that this is great. We're really happy and we want to save this. So in other words, when we open up Photoshop again, we don't want to have to redo this. That'd be crazy. So what we do is we go back to Windows, click Windows, go to Workspace, and we're going to go here and we're going to say New Workspace. And click on that, and then we're going to name it. Just describe it. Let's just say, since this is a portrait, let's say we're just going to call this Portraits. So Portraits. Type that in, press Enter. Oh, the custom, this says the custom workspace portraits already exist. Do you wish to replace it? Yeah, I like this one better than the other one. So I'm just going to click on Yes. And now when I close Photoshop and I go and open it up again, double click, here goes Photoshop, and if I go to Window to Workspace, and if I choose anything different, these are just different ones I have. Here's one that Photoshop puts in. It says Photography, and you click on that, and it does this, and it's like, ugh, Photoshop, what did you do? I don't like that one. So I'm going to go to mine that I created, Workspace, and I'm going to go to Portraits. Ooh, I like that one much better. Okay. All right. I hope that helps. Please subscribe. Please give me a thumbs up if you like it, and comment. Let me know what you'd like to see in the future. Thank you.